A car reportedly crashed into the home of Henry Cejudo's neighbor. Cejudo stated that the driver attempted to flee the scene and then proceeded to assault the homeowner. He added that he was forced to intervene. Cejudo claims that he picked him up, dropped him, and slapped him around.
Just had a group of teenagers, maybe doing about 80 miles an hour. I was just coming out with my producer, Darren. We happened to see this car go about 80 miles per hour, and pretty much we heard that. Next thing you know, this dude's going up a ramp and then smashed into my neighbor's yard. Well, the guy got out, the guy tried to leave, and he ended up assaulting the owner because I know if these guys had guns. And then once he hit my neighbor, I was like, all right, man.
How old's your neighbor?
All in. Yeah, so he's in his 60s, and I had to go out there and pick him up, and dropped him, slapped him a little bit, and then some of the neighbors took some clocks at him.
They're going to go to federal prison. Federal prison.
The boxing match between Rampage Jackson and Rashad Evans has been canceled. Rampage posted this video explaining the situation to his Instagram. In the caption, he wrote, "Sad news for Rashad Evans and myself. I'm disappointed to say that we have to pull out of the boxing match on April 12th because contractual obligations wasn't fulfilled. I've lost confidence in the promotion of this fight. Once again, I apologize for this bad news for everyone that got flights and fight tickets."
Guys, I'm disappointed I have to give this announcement, but the fight between Rashad and I, it's not going to happen. The promoters didn't fulfill their contractual obligations. I've waited several days, and I've given them many chances, and I'm just sorry to say. And I feel bad for all my fans that brought tickets and airplane flights. Hopefully, you guys can refund everything, but I'm not showing up. I don't have confidence in their abilities to promote this fight. I'm not going through this again. I've been through this once before, and boxing is a totally different animal than MMA. And, I'm still going to try to get a fight here pretty soon. I'm going to keep training right now, start back Monday, and hopefully I can get this fight picked up somewhere else, because I was really looking forward to getting back in the ring and putting my fist in Rashad's mouth. He set this up.
Darren Till sent a message to Mike Perry today. Last week, Perry made an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show and claimed Darren turned down $2 million to fight him in BKFC.
It makes me crazy that Till said no to $2 million in bare knuckle, and then he fights Anthony Taylor and boxing for what do you get for that? Like $300K?
I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Today on X, Darren wrote, "Okay, on my children's life, I will fight Perry for a nice sum of money. Let's say minimum $350,000 if it makes him happy, etc. Perry is asking for crazy amounts of money to misfits to fight me. Scared. Stop pricing yourself out, you little dummy. Or tell Malky because I'll terror him as well. Here's the deal. I will fight you anywhere at any time. I'm thinking Summer Echo Arena, Liverpool. Let's do it. I am sick to death of having this back and forth with you. I simply want to fight you because you are and such easy money for me, you dope of a man. Hurry up and respond to me and Misfits. Little dickhead. By the way, Echo has been booked, so it's nearly even done." This week it was announced that Sean O'Malley will be rematching Merab for the bantamweight title at UFC 316. O'Malley claims that he made major changes in his life since losing to Merab. Aljamain Sterling gave his reaction to this and says he doesn't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Dude, I am so excited for this fight. Sugar Shane versus Merab 2 is happening, and I don't think people are going to be too happy about it. My life has completely changed over the last year. Last time I fought him, I was 29. I'm 30 now. I'm a grown man. I have hair on my chest now. I quit smoking weed too. I haven't gamed either. I quit gaming. Yeah, I also haven't yeehooed once this year.
Jade the Peen?
Haven't Jade the Peen once this year.
Not once.
Not once this whole year. Last camp we had some going on. My body hasn't felt this good since 2022. Gonna fight at my full potential. I know I'm gonna be a huge underdog. Everyone's gonna count me out, just like the Aljo fight. I don't want to jinx it, but dude, if I can just keep this pace up, how we've been able to train these last few weeks, all the way up into the fight, I'm going to be 70% better than I was in that first fight.
I don't think this is necessarily going to make a big difference for O'Malley, in my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I just don't think that's going to be the difference maker. It's the skill set. Can you deal with the pressure and the pace of a guy like Merab? And not a lot of guys can handle that. And if you could, you don't get a whole lot of offense off. And that's being unbiased. That's being an analyst of what I see him do to people in the octagon, and even being a first-hand victim of this brutal pace that he puts on people, and seeing him do it to countless other bantamweights, featherweights, and flyweights, and guys in the UFC. And when you see him do these to undefeated prospects at the time, you gotta wonder, like, what is it gonna take to beat a guy like that? And you gotta have great conditioning, and of course you gotta be able to have some type of offense if you do stop the takedowns. Otherwise, you're on defense the entire time. So, not Jane the Peen, giving up marijuana. I don't know if those things actually will make a big difference. Maybe he'll feel better mentally that he did everything possible under the sun to get this win. But does that actually matter? I don't think so.
Patricio Pitbull is set to make his UFC debut against Yair Rodriguez at UFC 314. Pitbull hopes that a victory over Rodriguez will position him for a title shot. He also claims that multiple UFC featherweights declined to fight him, specifically naming Aljamain Sterling as one of them.
I would like to face the champion, but I know that the belt is without a champion right now because Lyoto Pura go to the lightweight division. Like in a boxing match, if you put another champion for different organization, when he comes, he's gonna fight for the title. But I know it's impossible now. To be real, I don't care about that. But I know Yair Rodriguez is the top 5 contender, and it should me put me in a good place in featherweight division. I don't choose him. UFC offered me a lot of guys, and all these guys was saying no to me, and I always say yes. I can fight him.
Can you name everybody who said no to you?
Aljamain Sterling was the first.
Yeah.
Yair Rodriguez was the second.
Gerald Meerschaert acknowledges that he's approaching the end of his career ahead of his fight tonight against Brad Tavares. At 37 years old, Meerschaert says he believes he may have 3 years left of fighting. He plans to defeat Tavares and then secure 3 more wins in 2025.
I'm excited. Glad to get back in the cage and excited to put on a good show. I'm excited to be fighting another veteran. He's really, really tough. We kind of do things well opposite, but what I want to get to is going to be hard to get to because he has good defense for takedowns, and I'm pretty durable on the feet, so I think it's going to make for a fun fight. Well, I'm definitely closer to the end than anything else, but I feel like I got plenty of fight left in me for right now, so hopefully at least 3 more years on the low side, and then we'll kind of see where we're at from there. I think it was more so stuff in the preparation. Maybe at the end of the fight, some different decisions could have led to a different outcome, but I think the big thing is it was a good insight into changing my preparation beforehand and making sure I'm sticking to certain things that I need to be sticking to and not just kind of letting stuff fall where it may, and being a little more diligent on that, and I think it'll show in this fight. Preparation was great. I don't know that I've had a better camp than this. I feel great. Everything's right on track, so I'm excited to see what that bears out on Saturday. I think a big thing will just be, keeping a high pace and keeping lots of pressure, and hopefully that's what puts me over the edge on him. Hopefully I can rack up 3 wins in 2025 and get, I haven't had a 3-fight win streak in a while, so hopefully we can do that and then see where we're at for 2026.
Jon Jones appears to have doubled down on his stance regarding Tom Aspinall. The Jackson podcast posted this clip to their Instagram today of Jon saying that he simply doesn't like Tom and finds him annoying. Jon left a comment with the smiling face with sunglasses emoji.
Well, honestly, at this point in the game, I just like the fact that we respect each other. At the end of the day, this is a business, and doing a press conference with someone, being around them, having to hear them, all that type of stuff. I really don't like Tom. He's a great athlete. I'll admit, I think he's a bigger threat than Alex Pereira, but I've been fighting the best guys in the world my whole career. I've been fighting the #1 contender my whole career. So it's not being a threat. That's the issue. I just don't like Tom. I find him annoying, and I stick by that. Alex Pereira, on the other hand, his accolades are incredible. And I think I just beat my 9th world champion, to beat up Tom Aspinall, I don't break a record doing that, or I don't set my record farther ahead doing that. Beating Alex Pereira, that would be my 10th UFC champion that I beat. It just does more for my legacy.
A man attempted to sucker punch Conor McGregor last night at BKFC. McGregor remained calm during the encounter. However, the man ended up getting beaten up by security. Afterwards, McGregor was seen shrugging his shoulders and smiling. He gave a thumbs up to security, signaling that he was okay. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's in reference to Umar Nurmagomedov's coach Javier Mendez, saying that he believes the only reason Merab won was because he showboated in the final round against Umar. The comments from Bottle Coke says Umar lost. No way Mendez really believed that. The second one's from On325. It says Umar couldn't stop Merab from showboating. And the final one's from Marvin. It's in reference to Michael Chandler saying that he already has a post-fight call-out planned. It says Chandler just trains for the post-fight call-outs. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.